What's up guys, my name is Glocko from GameReviewHQ.net, and today we will be taking our first look at Dead Island Epidemic, a fast-paced hack-and-slash zombie MOBA game developed by Stunlock Studios and published on 2015 by Deep Silver, the same publishers of the original Dead Island games. Dead Island Epidemic, or DIE for short, is currently on open beta for the PC and free to play on Steam. The game is set on the island of Amaya, where the zombie virus has spread. You play as infected survivors who for some reason are physically and supernaturally enhanced by the virus, while maintaining their humanity instead of turning them into blood-craving monsters. At the start of the game, you are given the chance to choose a starter survivor, who you will play as for some time until you're able to buy new characters, so choose wisely. Each character has his or her own perks and roles with various skills and abilities that will prove useful on critical situations during missions or team fights. Whether you like to take the action close and personal, at range, or just support your teammates, it's all up to your choice of character. You will be able to buy new characters as you progress through the game with the use of character points that you acquire after completing quests. There is no limit as to how many characters you can own, and for those who have played the original Dead Island games, you'll be happy to know that most of the main characters from the previous games are also playable here in Epidemic. Once you choose your character, he or she will be available in the crib, where you can check out your character's profile, buy stuff from the store, check your inventory, and craft new gear in your workbench. I'll be discussing the workbench later on. In your character profile, you'll be able to take a look at your character's current level, abilities, equipment, items, and even their lore. As of right now, the game does not allow players to customize the appearance of their character. Now, there are 3 game modes to choose from: the Starter Quests, Crossroads, and Scavenger. When you're just starting, the game will require you to complete the Starter Quest first, before you can try out the 2 other game modes which I will be discussing later. Let's go through the tutorial and basic gameplay first. Unlike typical MOBA games, DIE has adapted the real-time hack-and-slash concept. You move your character using the WASD keys, and attacking by holding the mouse buttons. Your left click is for your normal attacks, and your right click is for your secondary attack when you fill up your rage bar, which is represented by a white bar below your HP. Most of the time, you'll be slaughtering zombies left and right with your weapon of choice, and currently you are only able to equip 1 melee and 1 ranged weapon, which you can quickly cycle through in-game with a press of a button. You also have special skills that you can use on all occasions with special effects, with your last skill being the most powerful and having the longest cooldown. There are also a lot of items that you can use during missions that will help your character get a winning edge, but item slots are only limited, so choose your item sets wisely. You'll also be cooperating and battling with other players in this game, so considering all the elements that I've mentioned, this game gives you a lot of opportunity to come up with your own tactics and strategy when playing. After each mission, you are given rewards such as experience points to level up your character and upgrade their skills. You'll also get items to be used by your character, character points to buy characters later on, gear point, parts, and blueprints for crafting. In order to craft, you'll need a blueprint of the item you want to craft as well as the parts and gear points needed. For now, you're able to craft 6 types of weapons, from light melee weapons to powerful ranged weapons. More items and equipment will be available for your character as you level up and complete more missions. Now, let's go through the other game modes. All of the multiplayer game modes allow you to play with 3 other players or friends cooperatively, where you accomplish objectives. Let's start with Crossroads. In Crossroads, you answer to the call of Dr. Bauer, the leader and coordinator of the Crossroads group of survivors. You will be asked to accomplish different missions for Dr. Bauer, such as saving civilians, grabbing supplies from vehicles, killing a special infected zombie, securing supply points, or just clearing an area of zombies. There are a total of 3 objectives per round of Crossroads that Dr. Bauer will ask your team to do, and each objective is rewarded by a star, depending on how well your team has accomplished that certain objective. Now we go to Scavenger mode. Scavenger is the PvP plus PvE mode of the game. 3 teams, blue, orange, and green, made out of 4 members each, will battle it out in a randomly generated arena. The objectives of Scavenger is to first break the first 2 barricades and race towards the supply area. Once in the supply area, the teams will now compete to secure supply points and loot as many supplies as they can, making sure they have more supplies than the other team. The game ends when one team is able to fill up their supplies to the limit. Now, this game mode requires a lot of teamwork and strategy because a lot of things can happen all at once. You'll mostly find yourself securing supply points while defending against a horde of zombies with special infected, and at the same time, duking it out with the rival teams. After securing a supply point, you'll have to roam around the map and proceed to the next one or defend your captured supply points from enemy teams. There's also the possibility of getting killed while delivering supplies to your truck and having your supplies stolen from you by the other team. And of course, you can also do the same to the other teams in the same predicament. So just about anything can happen in Scavenger mode, so teams are advised to cooperate and act fast if they want to win. Currently, the developers are still trying to gain feedback from players about the current build, and they plan on adding more game modes and game elements in the future. And that's about everything you can expect from Dead Island Epidemic for now. So let's go to the pros and cons. Let's start with the cons. The game requires you to play through one character first, then work your way to purchasing the others. Now, it will be really nice if all the starter characters will be available for the players at the beginning of the game. This gives the player the chance to try out what kind of role is suited for them and to be able to know the playstyle of each character. This is very important for first-time players because they'll be able to anticipate what kind of moves or skills other characters are able to use when battling against others for the first time. I also noticed the lack of decent matchmaking. I understand that players don't really have any MMR or matchmaking rating, but it will be nice to at least match people based on their current tier or level. Most of the time during Scavenger, the team compositions are very unbalanced from each other. You'll frequently see teams full of high-level characters and another team has a mix of beginners. Obviously, the team with higher level characters has the highest chance of winning because they have unlocked more items, skills, or powerful characters. It's also kind of a bother that items and gears have level requirements because this puts you at a very bad disadvantage against high-level players in PvP. So unless they fix the matchmaking, battles in Scavenger mode are pretty much imbalanced. There's also the lack of character customization. Besides being able to change your gear, you can't really change the aesthetics or appearance of the characters you're using. So it will be nice if there were some purely aesthetic skins or items for players to customize their characters. It would also be awesome if they could add more game modes like a full-on battle royale, or add more player slots per team so more friends could play together. A customizable game lobby would also be appreciated. And lastly, this game has a pay-to-win element due to the availability of very exclusive and powerful items and weapons in the shop that can only be acquired through the payment of cash. These paid items will be major game changers because it's already a struggle for players to even acquire items through the normal means. I just hope they nerf those items or let everyone be able to acquire them in some way other than paying in cash. Now for the pros. Gameplay is fast-paced and the controls are very easy to use. It feels like your typical hack and slash game, but I think that's what makes it unique from other MOBA games. Game modes are really fun and encourages players to work together in order to win, due to its slightly challenging nature, because the competitiveness only goes as far as how well your team is performing together, and not based on how each player performed individually. This game also gives a lot of opportunity to try out different playstyles and strategies, allowing players to adapt to a lot of unexpected situations. Despite technically being a competitive MOBA, the overall feel of the game is very friendly and arcade-like, and most of the time, you'll find yourself just enjoying the all-out slaughter of hordes of zombies instead of worrying about enemy players. And best of all, this game is still free to play, or what I like to call it, free to slay. Let's hope it stays that way. So if you guys enjoy battle arena type games and fast-paced hack and slash zombie killing action with a lot of variety in playstyle and hours of potential fun with your friends or other people online, or if you just enjoy the Dead Island franchise and would like to try out something more arcade-like, then I recommend you guys to try out Dead Island Epidemic. Like I said, this game is still in open beta, so a lot of things can potentially change or be added. So till then, equip your best zombie busting weapon and gather your friends. It's time to die! I'm Glocko from GameReviewHQ.net, signing off.